Hi everyone, it is me Plantain Charlene, and today's video is about when being a plant parent goes wrong. So before I move any further, if this is your first time at my channel, seeing any of my videos, I'm a plant parent who likes to talk about plants that I own, repotting not repotting pests, but repotting plants and plant pest, and pretty much anything to do with my house plants. Thank you for being a person who said, let me check out this video. And for anyone who has returned, thank you so much for returning to my channel to see my videos, because whatever I'm doing, I hope I'm continuously doing it right, so you'll want to come back and see more. Okay, so today's video is going to be about plants that, you know, being a plant parent, and if you own, whether a lot of plants, one plant, doesn't matter. The possibility of not surviving is possible, and that's what I'm going to talk about, where the plants that I purchased that did so well at the beginning just went horribly wrong. And I wanted to share that because I know we always talk about our plants that look good, or maybe, you know, we're trying to figure out where we are with that plant, but this is just completely plants that have gone wrong in a way where I don't understand what happened. Maybe as I talk I'll figure it out, who knows, but let's get into this video. Okay, so the first three plants that I'm going to show you, and please don't be horrified by what you see, are going to all be begonias. They all fall under the Begonia rex family, but different types of Begonia rexes. The first one, yeah, it's really like nothing is all that I have left. This was my, I believe, my Begonia rex escargot. I'll confirm it. I'll put the name down at the bottom because I don't remember the name for all of them, but I don't know what I think I know what happened. I repotted it, and for all of them except for two out of the three, me repotting them made them go downhill. But since this is a self-watering pot, and the plant likes to have moist soil, I decided I would repot it. Plus the roots were coming out the bottom, it was a bit root bound, so I repotted it. And I didn't go too much bigger. I did the basic, no more than 1 inch to 2 inch bigger in pot size. And if you look here, you know, there's the rope. It stays at the bottom with the water reservoir, and it'll keep the plant moist, the soil moist. And I don't know, my son came home. Every time someone comes home and I'm doing a video, it throws me off. Anyway, I repotted it in here. It was doing good at the beginning. I put it in the same spot it was in to get that same kind of light. But you need me? He does that, and I told him I'm making a video. So only thing that changed was the size of the pot, and like I said, you can see here it's not in a much bigger pot than it was in prior. It probably was in a 4 inch pot, so I put it in a 6 inch, and it did well. Then all of a sudden, and the main leaf got really big, like a nice size. I wish I took pictures, but I didn't think it was going to die. And then next thing you know, they just started to die off, and that's what's left, that right there. I don't know, me and begonias, we're pretty good, you know, we do good with each other. But and I really enjoyed the visual of this plant, all three of them, but it is what it is. So the next one, like I said, will be a begonia as well. there's the end result. This was a begonia that I purchased from Gabriella Plants, and it was in a 4-inch pot, so I didn't really go any bigger. I just went deeper because the soil was drying out way too fast. I was constantly having to water it, and I really thought it was going to be much happier, but apparently if you look there, I don't know if you guys can really see that, it looks like some type of like fungus or something was growing on it, which means it was being kept too moist for too long. And this is what's left. And look, I don't know. This is an epic fail. So the last begonia I'm going to show you, I don't remember the name of it, and as usual the tags do not give you the full name. It just says Rex or Begonia. But this one was so pretty, and I actually got this out of when we were in Florida. I saw it and it was damaged. It wasn't looking good, but I think it was only like $2 or $3 or something like that. It had a couple of good leaves. It had about 5 or 6 leaves on it. Most of them were not looking its best, but I saw 2 new ones that looked good, so I kept it. And I'll put the name of it down at the bottom. But now I didn't do anything but forget to water it. Oh yeah, I did forget to water it. I did. It was sitting in my modern type greenhouse, whatever. I can't tell. It was sitting in my little wannabe modern greenhouse, and I forgot to water it. So I was like, oh, let me put it in the morning sun, even though it was doing just fine in there. I don't know why I moved it. And I put it in this living room window, and it was doing good here too, but I couldn't see it. And by the time I saw it, that's what it looked like. And just dried out completely, just totally dried out. And I can't blame no one but myself on this one. I know why this one failed. This is another epic fail. You know, it's funny how you put plants someplace and you think, oh, I'll see it where it is, and I did. It's just that I put another plant in front of it, and that's when it went out of sight. So out of sight, out of mind, and that was the result. So okay, the next one that I'm going to show you, I really don't know what happened. No, again, as I think about it, I do know. I repotted it. It was fine. And then, I mean, it was even growing new leaves and everything. But I started to remember when I repotted it, the soil that I was using when I first poured it in the thing, it just looked more like dirt. Not soil, but like dirt. And I was like, wait, what's wrong? But I didn't have anything else at the time, so I just said, oh, it's too late. I already started it, and I completed the process. Well, this is what that did for me. It was a bad decision. Yeah, this stem is so soft. It's a little bit more firm down here. Maybe it has a chance. If it has some roots, I may try and put it in leca and see. But I can't really tell. I just pulled it out. But I don't know if these roots are any good. I can't tell. It's too much soil on it. But this was my Pepperomia Raindrop, I believe. Again, name should be at the bottom. This I will try and find the video for you guys to see when I received it. It was so pretty, so nice, so beautiful. And not so much. Another epic fail. I'm really wondering if I should be repotting anything at this point. Because, and I just did some repottings the other day. That video will pop up too up here. But apparently if I buy any more begonias, I'm not repotting them until the roots are basically becoming one with the pot, and they're so sorry, I got a phone call. I'm not gonna repot any of my begonias, because yes, I will buy some more until the roots are so far out the pot that I have no choice but to repot it, and I'll take it from there. But I don't feel comfortable with repotting any more begonias, because those two looked really good before I repotted them. I don't know. I'm just so disappointed because they were so beautiful, specifically the escargot and this one. This one, I really was like, oh, when it started to thrive, I was very happy with how it was looking. So when it went downhill, that was, well, when I forgot to water it. Okay. When I forgot to water it and I saw the results of it, I was very disappointed. So, okay, so the next plant I'm going to talk about, when this one didn't make it, I was hurt. I was very, very hurt. I purchased it from Plantarina. As soon as she put it on her site for sale, I immediately purchased it. And I found that plant to be so unique, so beautiful in its own little way. And basically it was the Homa Lomina Selvi. I replaced it. I purchased this one from My Crazy Plant Life, which I will be making a video about those plants that I received, the second set that I received. But first what happened was I was watering. I seemed to I was needing to water it like every 2 to 3 days. And I said, well, maybe it needs to be repotted. And I looked at the roots. The roots on this plant are very fine, and I really couldn't tell. So I left it in there for a few more weeks, but it basically was drooping so fast. Then this was during the winter, like the end of winter, not even spring yet, but it was definitely towards the end of winter, maybe like February sometime. And which is not, the norm that you would need to water a plant so much during that time of year, because plants tend to drink less in that period, that season, and at least here in my zone. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna have to repot this plant. I put it in a bigger pot, and it perked back up for a little while. And then one day it fell. It fell and it never came back. About 5 leaves broke, stems broke. It was already struggling from me repotting it, even though it perked back up. Because when these leaves droop to tell you it needs water, it's drooping like down here. So it perked back up to like this, but it still did not look like it did when it first arrived. And the plant itself just wasn't pushing out that many stems. And I figured, that's because, again, we were in the winter season. But I just didn't understand why it just wasn't giving me the full, like these leaves really stand up pretty well when you water it after it needs some water to let you know, okay, I'm good. But It took me a minute to throw it out. I just kept thinking, if I wait a few weeks, let me see if anything starts growing from it. Nothing did. So eventually I let it go. And that was one of the hardest things I had to let go. But I did it. But it hurt. But I did it. This is another plant that hurts. Oh God, y'all don't understand. Because I still have this one and I see it, is why the Selvi one hurt, but I don't see it anymore. I threw it out some about 2 months ago. This one hurts because this is recent, and I think it got spider mites or something on it. And here, this is it. This is my Calathea. I also purchased this from Plantarina. When it arrived, it was beautiful. I'll put the thingy up top, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what went wrong. Look at it. I mean, this plant was beautiful for so long. It sat here in this window. It was pushing out leaves like crazy. Just bam, 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 leaf, leaf, leaf. And then I moved it. I moved it because it was drying out too fast, where I couldn't keep up with it, and I wanted it to dry out a little slower. It still was getting light, just wasn't natural light, and it wasn't as strong of a light, but still was getting light, because I do have lights that I had directed toward the plant. I don't know. And I think when I put it up there is when things went wrong with the bugs, because I couldn't figure it out, but something was on the back of it. When I took a close look, I didn't really see spider mites, but something was on the leaves. I don't know what it was, and I washed it down more than once, and the gloves that I was wearing turned brown, which was real confusing. When I would wipe, like do like this with the leaf, it would turn brown, and it was like kind of gritty. That's why I was like, is this spider mites? Like, what's going on? I didn't know what it was. But I mean, I watered it. I kept watering it. I was like, maybe it'll come back. I cut off what was dead at the time. You see all of that down there is what I cut off. But no, I even checked, like, maybe maybe it needed to be repotted. I mean, to be honest, look, there are roots. I'm not throwing this sucker out yet. I am going to put it in leca and see what happens. Just cross your fingers for me, because I don't know what happened. I'm so just like, ah! This was one of my favorite plants too, because of how beautiful this plant is. If you've ever seen this plant, these leaves are so beautiful. And I'm not going to replace it. I'm not going to replace it, at least not yet. I'm going to give it time before I replace it. First, I'm going to see if I put it in leca, if it works. If it doesn't, maybe I'll replace it next year, but not this year. It hurts. It hurts. Find my center. Find my center. Alright, I gotta move on. Okay, so last but not least is a Ficus plant that I have, that when I got it, again, I'll show the video thing up here, big, full, luscious, just beautiful. That's why I could not walk out of Home Depot without this plant. And it was doing fine for you know, at least 3-4 months. And one day I forgot to water it, and this sucker shriveled. And okay, let's just see that right there. See how you see more brown than green? Not with this money tree. That right over there. I'm gonna bring the camera in closer so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Give me 1 second. Okay, so here it is. And again, I forgot to water it. So the thing is, it started to get better because in here didn't have anything green. Nothing, nothing, nothing. I just recently watered it. What can I say? We're not always going to do the best all the time. Sometimes we forget to water plants. Sometimes we forget we have a plant. And sometimes we don't see the plant. So things just go wrong and you don't water it. But this will perk back up once the water soaks in and it starts to drink. But this plant really likes to keep its soil wet or moist, and I couldn't keep up fast enough. And honestly, I don't think that the light that I have on it is close enough. So, but it does get the variegation in the leaves where you can see that there are some semi-healthy, which no, not really. They don't look healthy healthy leaves right now. But what can I say? It's not on purpose. There's plants where I give up on and I ignore them and just like as if they're going to walk out of my life. And then there's the ones that you just keep saying, shoot, you got to come back. Well, not all of them do. Okay, so you've seen them all that I'm showing today. That's not all the plants that I failed, but that was some. And you know, sometimes things don't always go the way we want it to go, and we get results like what I showed you, but it doesn't make us bad plant parents. It's just things happen. Everything isn't going to be a super success. Some things will go wrong. Some plants may not make it, and they go off to plant heaven. It's okay. It's all right. I'm not going to beat myself up over it. But at least I know that for begonias, do not repot them unless super necessary. My plants, if I put it someplace and it's happy, another phone call. But anyway, like I was saying, I won't be repotting any Begonia rexes anytime soon. Should I purchase another one? My plants, if they're happy in its location, I will leave it there. I won't touch it. And watering, I think I'm going to have to definitely make more use of that app that Plant Mama Tatiana told me about. And when I use it, make sure that I'm watering these plants accordingly so that things like this and that don't happen. So guys, thank you for watching my video. I hope you like, I hope you comment, subscribe, click the bell to know when another video is coming out. Absolutely no pressure. Stay safe out there, stay healthy everyone, keep planting, and that's it.